Hello and welcome to this video. Now I'll keep this short, more unlikely, but Last Epoch is still better than Path of Exile 2 for many reasons. Now, we'll clarify this. Path of Exile 2 cannot get a pass for any of the stuff that shouldn't be a problem in Path of Exile 2 because Path of Exile 1 has been around for 10 plus years and is virtually Path of Exile 1.5 with some different changes. There are some really good changes from Path of Exile 1 to Path of Exile 2, like sockets and all that. But there are some really big issues that aren't to do with Path of Exile 2, it's to do with the bosses of Path of Exile who are stuck in their way. You must play their way or else, and then the player base goes, yeah, but we don't want to, we want you to change this. So slowly, the player base is forcing them to actually create a better game. Not they're creating a better game. Now, let's get on to why Path of Exile 2 is still way behind in Last Epoch in playability, fun, which, that's pretty much the two things that should be on Path of Exile 2's board. Playability and fun. How can we improve these aspects? Now, Last Epoch, if you don't know, you can access the end game on a brand new character pretty much from when you're about level 30, 35, depending on your build and all that. Now, on average, if you know the campaign and everything, you can get to endgame in about 2.5, 3 hours. From login to endgame. A little longer if you're a bit slower or whatever, but yeah. 2.5 to 3.5 hours endgame. You don't have to do all the campaign. You can skip to endgame if you want. If you want to do another character, same thing. You can go to pretty much, you want to hit like Act 5 town, go endgame. If we go equivalent to Path of Exile 2, you're pretty much going to Act 3, because you can probably get to that. If we total fresh character, casual as player, you're getting there in about 6 hours. And then you have to do Act 4, 5, 6. In half the time, but let's just say it takes you about 6 hours because you're collecting everything, you're looking at everything, you're going through your build, all that. Let's say it takes you 6 hours. Instead of having to do the next 5 acts where you're not achieving really anything, you're just gaining levels, you're gaining skill level. Pretty much, you can go, I'll go endgame and start working on my character in endgame, and then there's shortcuts where you can go straight back to campaign and go straight into Act 9 and quite easily continue on that little part and get some of the stuff that Last Epoch has in Act 9. The just playability of, oh, I don't really like this character, or this character's good for maps, I don't want to change him, but I do want a bossing character, so I will do another character. You have no worries about doing another character in Last Epoch. Path of Exile 2, I have seen hundreds of people say that they'd rather not play the game than redo another character. Even more before the player base forced them to make it so you could change ascendancy. There was just mass player base refusing to go through the campaign again. They haven't addressed that, ever. They've put checkpoints in, as I've said numerous times, and got flack for it sometimes, and then streamers say the exact same thing because I'm right. Doesn't matter how many checkpoints you put in. If it takes you 5 minutes to go from A to B, you could have 1,000 checkpoints in between there. It's still going to take you 5 minutes. The whole concept of playability is awful in Path of Exile 2. It's got nothing to do with the fact that it's early access. It's the vision inside the boss's heads, which is the problem. Which is fine if they want to create that type of game, then they have the money, they can do it. But it affects the playability of Path of Exile 2. Last Epoch, you don't want to do the campaign? Okay. As soon as you're strong enough to go do endgame, like you could do endgame at the end of Act 2. If you really wanted to, your character would be weak as and you die in like one hit. Because at this point in time, the early monoliths is 58. I assume once they get everything on the ground, they'll probably raise that to like 60, 65 because the endgame, early endgame is a bit too easy to access for endgame. So they'll probably raise it eventually. I have no problem with that. You can still complete the monoliths. You're like 28 levels below monoliths when you're starting to do monoliths anyway. But the fun factor, let's envelop this in multiple things. Build diversity. Last Epoch has build diversity. It doesn't matter what class you are, and we'll have a look at the classes. Offline mode is huge as a pro in this. As you can see, I've been doing some leveling stuff for other videos. Let's just go legacy. These are the classes. Within these classes, you obviously have the masteries, which is the same as ascendancies. And even though you are locked in, say the mage, to using certain skills as the mage or whatever class, the diversity of being able to use 5, 6, 7 different skills, so you can pretty much play however you want with very, very low limitation. My argument is Path of Exile 2, even Path of Exile 1, the build diversity is fake. Yes, all classes can play all skills, providing you got the requirements. But let's be real. A Marauder ain't going to be playing as a bow character. And if it is, it's a very niche, probably a meme build. Because the amount of dexterity required for a lot of that sort of skills, the Marauder ain't getting. Unless you do a whole different character, level him up, respec him, and then prioritize going over to the dex side. So build diversity does not exist as much as they brag in Path of Exile 1 or Path of Exile 2. And in Path of Exile 2, there is half a dozen, I think I'm being generous, half a dozen skills that are worth playing for any class. The rest are trash. And also, as I was, because obviously leveling all the classes through the campaign, leveling, almost got this guy to level 50, which is a break point in Last Epoch. So we'll take this guy. Let's say base guy. Now, the combat of Path of Exile 2 is meant to be, oh wow, you do this to do that, to do this, to power up this, to do that. It is clunky, it is terrible, it sucks. It's not done wrong in their mind. You are meant to say you're this type of character, sword, shield, you're meant to block, attack, move back, do some sort of hex or curse or some sort of thing. Block, attack, move, block, attack, move. It is clunky, it is terrible, it is some... Clearly he dressed the... Because it's Mark Roberts that loves that. That's his focus on trying to do the combat. Clearly he dresses up in role-playing gear and pretends to be all the different classes or whatever at Halloween or weekly. Because it sucks in the game. It's implemented bad. If you want to implement it in the game, it is implemented terribly as far as playing style. But Last Epoch, you can have different skills, setting up other skills. You spec into this skill, which then you use another skill to actually cast it, or this skill then uses those modifiers on this skill. It is way more synergized between all the skills. You might even use like just 2 skills. You are spec'd into 5 different skills where 3 of them are making that 2 skills you're using awesome. So the synergy is way better. The fun factor is way better. Yes, you redo the echoes. That's just like maps. They are improving the sort of difference in going through echoes, adding different elements, adding different things. It's on the right path as far as a repetitive grind sort of thing, which this type of game, it's going to have, you're going to have something like that. But yeah. Last Epoch comes out first. Try all the new season 3 stuff. It's going to, by just research, because as I'm recording, only the first teaser thing, which pretty much just said the exact same thing as the trailer, really, has come out. So if further things have come out that either says or doesn't say, then that's why. But through the research and watching, reading different things, the ward and everything for the Lich and all that's going to change, so it's a little harder to just instant get ward, because ward is very, very strong. But the minion stuff and all that, that's quality of life. It's going to feel better, play better. But the base game is still going to be the same. Play Last Epoch. Whatever they do for Path of Exile 2, which pretty much no one is looking forward to as far as, oh, I wonder what they're going to add. Ooh, yeah. Everyone's just hoping it gets better in the next patch update. Hoping that they didn't break something. Hoping that they added some things that make it more fun. Like, it's not like a new league in Path of Exile 1 where it's like, oh, I wonder what we're going to get. I wonder what we're going to get. So play Last Epoch. Try Path of Exile 2. Once you get bored of that, or you're sick of the technically mirror tier, but more than likely it's going to be hundreds and hundreds of Divines builds within the first week. All the streamers will have all their currency. They'll make all their people want to go buy third-party currency through the build sites that are sponsored by third-party currency and all that. Once you get bored of that, come back. Don't worry about Path of Exile 1. We still got like 4 months of Path of Exile 1. Come back, play Last Epoch, try all the different characters, just go through it and just have fun playing a game designed for fun. And then Once you've played it a bit, you've had some fun, you've had a break from the sameness of Path of Exile, either go play all the stuff that they fixed, that they broke in Path of Exile 2, or go back to Path of Exile 1, or just play a whole different game. But do try this. This is fun, build diverse. It is well worth your time. So do check it out and let me know what you think about everything, and I'll catch you next time. Goodbye.